It's me, it's Scottie McCLUE, and we are, of course, live on the big one. Welcome, welcome, I say. Friday night, nothing gets past me. Lots to talk about tonight, and of course, as always, so little time to do it in. Hey, Scottie, happy Friday, Drewski. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, I say. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Angela's just joined us. Excellent, Angela. Dinky-Doo. I know it's a big night for the telly tonight, but Scottie McClue will take care of that for you. So come and join us on here, and let's have your chit-chat. There's John joining us, Geomax joining us, and everybody seems to be arriving. What's the chat saying tonight? Let's have a look at the chat. Wait till I see. I'll have to get the right one. Fantastic. Now, get to the telephones as soon as you possibly can. We have lots to talk about. And as I say, time is always tight. You wouldn't believe it. You say, how do you manage to fill an hour? You say, manage to fill it. We haven't even the time to get on it, I say. You're live on Scottie's Phone In. Who's that? Dinky-Doo? Hello? Hello? You're live on Scottie's Phone In? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello, Scottie, Martin.
Hello, Martin. How are you getting on, la?
How are you, son? Martin again. How are you doing?
Dinky-Doo, excellent. Lovely to hear you.
Yeah, it's first time on.
Yeah, excellent. What's happening with you?
I'm just chilling out, relaxing. Doing my TV series. I've just had my chicken curry early on.
How did the chicken curry go? You were telling us about that when we popped up at tea time.
Yes, lovely. So you look very, very smart tonight with your nice suit on and your glasses as well, mate.
Yes, never a dull moment, I say to you.
Yes, buddy. So I am at mum's until Sunday.
Yes, and you've got the wee dog?
Yes, I've got my doggy with me. I've got a cockapoo cross and I've got a Maltese cross as well.
Oh, lovely. You've two dogs.
Well,
2 dogs.
3 dogs and 2 cats.
3 dogs and oh my goodness me, Martin. How amazing is that?
Yes, buddy.
Lovely, lovely. So a lovely, lovely home. I bet these creatures love you.
Yes, they do. And the Christmas market's already started to Glasgow now, I've noticed.
Ah, right, excellent. So you've been out for the market? Yes.
Yeah.
See what's happening there?
See, I know, but there's a message in YouTube saying Professor Numpty said, "Is this Martin's second call, Scottie?"
No.
He was on tea time.
No, this is your first one tonight, so not a problem at all.
Good, buddy. And Emma's very well as well. See you, Dinky-Doo, say hi. Hi, Scottie.
Hello, how are you getting on? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. See you.
Excellent. Oh, yes, we're having a very nice night. That's us started now.
So, do you think Hogmanay will go ahead in the new year?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about what's happening with the outside bit, but Hogmanay will definitely happen, and we'll have Scottie McClue's Hogmanay Bash.
Lovely. So I hope to have a wee party and a wee drink, like a wee Scottish water drink. Like
I'll have a Scottish water, but it's a very, very famous show, the Scottie McClue Hogmanay Bash. It goes back almost 30 years. This is its 29th year.
Wow.
All over the country.
All your videos are amazing. I downloaded the one you did for me myself on TikTok.
Do you like it?
Yes, I absolutely love it, buddy. I absolutely love it.
Good. Well, that's for you.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Hey,
I've saved it to my files now.
So you've got it. You can play it to your friends.
Yes, I will.
Lovely. Lovely. Good for that. Good for that, Martin. Say, this is me on the radio.
Yes, it is. So, what's your aim on the phone? And are you going to try and get to over 100 and make it like?
Oh yes. Well, we're up at 83 tonight, aren't we?
Yes. So I think you'll be at 100 by I think the end of December or start of January, maybe.
Wow, 100 shows. How amazing is that?
Wow, mate. I know, buddy. I know.
Here's a guy saying to me, "What's your biggest gripe with life just now, Scottie?" I don't have any gripes with life.
What's your favourite music band? What band do you like?
Oh,
Like,
Jimmy Shand.
Jimmy Shan, nice, cool.
Jimmy Shand and his band.
And what's your favourite book as well?
My favourite book? Oh, I'm just trying to think. What would my favourite book? Jack House, The Heart of Glasgow.
Ah, yeah, nice.
Cracker.
Good.
Absolute cracker. So there you go. Hey, a DINKY-DOO.
Somebody wrote something rude on your YouTube channel saying you cannot say it. Go to YouTube and look at it. Someone wrote a nasty comment again. Look.
How very rude of them.
I know. It's called Professor Numpty. He's on YouTube. Wrote this comment, but I can't say what he wrote because it's quite strange.
Oh, very strange. I'll go and I'll check it out and we'll maybe give him a lifetime ban.
Yes, I'll phone you back later on.
Okay, Martin, DINKY-DOO, la.
Love you, Sonny.
Love you lots, Sonny man. There we are. That's him. That's our Martin. Off he jolly well goes, I say. So that allows you all to get to the telephones as soon as you can. And we'll hear what is what now. What have we got? Who's this? You live on Scottie's phone in? Who's that? Oh, meaty boy. About time you phone now. I would imagine this will be for a big apology.
No.
Oh, yes. I used to listen to you on my night shift back in the 90s, says Dodge.
Yes, I used to listen. I used to record your show.
Oh, my goodness, we record it and listen to it again.
Yes, I used to do that.
What are you like? I tell you that.
Now listen, I've got a wee plan for you.
A plan, yes. What about a big apology to the listeners, though, and the viewers?
Absolutely not.
They felt you were a bit out of order.
No.
Yes.
No, there's a lot of boring calls. We don't want boring calls. We don't want smokers.
Oh, I don't think we've ever had any boring calls on here, have we?
There's lifeless conversations and there's loads of stupid, boring things, and we're looking at the time and thinking, oh, for goodness.
Well, what are they? And we'll try and avoid them.
I don't want to be listening to hello, Scottie, how are you, Scottie? And
right, so nobody should be allowed to ask, how are you?
Just cut out the chit chat and get on.
Disco says the guy on the phone is a spangle.
Listen, shut your gob.
No, you shut yours. There's Dennis saying cheers from the bailiwick of Guernsey. Dennis is listening to you in Guernsey, so I hope your call's going to be good.
It is good because I want to be on the Hogmanay show.
The Hogmanay show. Get him doing the Swanee, says wee Johnny. They want you sent doing the Swanee.
No.
Yes, they do.
I will be on with my piano or organ. I will be on your Hogsmeade.
Well, we'll not be able to play any music because of the copyrights. Hugh says he wants to wake up the drones on you.
Why not? We should be allowed.
Pauline says switch him off.
Right, no.
Yes?
No.
Scottie, get him tilt, says Beachy.
I'm allowed to play Dance with Your Fanny and Your Auntie Granny.
No, you can't play that. The guy on the phone's ignorant, ill-mannered, self-entitled so-and-so. That's you they're talking about, meaty boy. They're saying, here's Dennis says, may the seagulls eat his chips.
They are so uneducated. Absolutely uneducated thickos.
Oh, I don't think that's very fair to call all my viewers and listeners thickos.
Oh, they've not gone to Clare College, Cambridge, buddy.
Well, no, I don't, and I think that you struggled there, didn't you? I used to record you on cassette tape years ago. Still got some, says Magnus.
Well, Magnus is a good man.
Beachy says, tell him he's boring. He sounds like... I don't know what that means.
Right.
I came on for a proposition.
How
tonight.
dare
I
he
came on-
banish him to the dungeon, says Dennis.
Nope, absolutely not.
Well,
You are
they
all-
want you off the phone in, matey
No,
man.
no,
Be
no,
gone
no,
with the
no,
fool, Scottie, says
I-
Jordan. Get him off, says Thomas.
I will be on I want to be on the Hogmanay show. I want to be on
Ah.
the Hogmanay show playing my organ.
Fat chance of that. Right, off he goes, I say. He's a stalker, says Hugh. Get him off. There he goes. She's gone, everybody. Everybody happy now. That's it. That's the end of that one. I can tell you. Give us a call as soon as you like. Let's hear your chat. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Oh, he had to get his saying, Scottie, didn't he?
Well, he got his say, but he didn't apologise, you see.
Oh, Scottie, how you doing anyway?
I think he would have done better if he apologised.
He's got no morals, has he? Scottie,
You've dominated him like the 90s, says Chapster.
They put him out to Wolves, Scottie, didn't they? Rest of us chatters.
He's gone, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's trying to pull you from behind, Scottie.
Do you think he was chugging my chain?
Have you been doing anything for children in need, Scottie?
Have I what, La?
Have you been watching children in need?
No, but I did see, I saw the wonderful Jackie Bodder's back up here. She's a major television star up here.
Brilliant stuff.
Great job, Mr. McCLUE. Hi, Susan Kareem. He might be able to play the organ, but he talks some crap, says Beachy.
Definitely.
Scottie, can you say hello to my wee Ma? She's no longer with us since yesterday, Scottie. Her name's Phyllis.
If there was intelligent, he's an intelligent guy, but if he was clever with his communication skills like he is with his music, he'd be an all-rounder, wouldn't he?
Well, he would be an all-rounder. I mean, he could have done a lot better. He wasted a lot of time.
Yeah.
You know, we were just wanting a quick apology, and what was his plan?
Yeah, exactly. Instead he's going, no.
No, all that argy-bargy, you know?
He's just trying to get a 5 minutes of fame, Scottie. On your
I
channel,
think so.
isn't he?
I think he's wanting a swing on McClue's coattails.
Trying to be your right-hand man.
Yeah, he's trying to be my wingman.
You haven't got them contracts signed up yet, have you?
No, he's not coming out here.
No chance. How long have you known him then, Scottie?
How do I call in, says Dennis. Dennis, you go on the YouTube channel, you subscribe and tap the bell, and then you can see the phone in.
Have you known him a long time then, Scottie, matey boy?
Matey boy, he's been ringing for a good long time now.
How's it?
He might have an education, but he lacks vocabulary, says Jordan.
He definitely lacks some communications.
Well, I don't think he got off to a good start by slagging all the viewers off to you.
Scottie, if it comes to lowering his tone down a little bit.
If he was a bit more conciliatory,
Dad, a bit more empathy.
a wee bit more empathy, lad, that would be quite good.
That's all you need, isn't
A wee
it?
bit more sort of, feeling the ambience.
Down it a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Judging the mood.
Yeah, you've got to look at it.
You've got to judge the mood. You can't just come on here, Glenn, and, just sort of ride roughshod over every day,
You've got to look at it from a different genre.
You've got to see it from another angle, haven't you?
Of course you have. You haven't been in game for nothing.
I mean, what's what'll come to?
You haven't been in this game for nothing, have you, Scottie?
There we are. Hugh says, I just noticed the Glasgow. It's been a long time, Scottie. Hello from Cork in Ireland, says the wonderful McAvoy.
Scottie, does he expect you to just come on and just go to people? We are actually having a good chin, like
Yeah. He's expecting me to say, right, all the viewers all off, just matey boy.
It's not the South Bank show, is it, Scottie?
No, that's the stuff.
There's different places for things like that, isn't there?
Professor Numpty says, Scottie, I'm going to start a coup, K-O-O, and we will take over the phones.
How's that going to work, Scottie, do you reckon?
A coup, K-O-O.
Yeah.
How's that going to work? If you can't spell the word coup, could you imagine ringing up the head of the army and saying, we're thinking of starting a coup, K-O-O?
I'm going to start a coup. You've had a few... And,
It'd be
yeah,
better
like-
say we're thinking of having a few.
it's got to have different premises sometimes, and it's got to.
You have to, you need a bit of depth to I say.
Of course, you've got to,
Yeah. Bit more diplomatic.
You are, yeah. You've got to be, yeah.
They're on here. Can we shove them down the lavvy, Scotty?
Dance for you, Granny, and your
Auntie Fanny, that's right.
When he says he wants to get onto the show on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. He says, oh, well, he can't come on because of the copyright, you see.
He'll have probably got a shrine somewhere, Scottie, for himself, thinking,
I don't think he understands all that.
I'm going to be getting, all my musical instruments out and whatnot and playing. Would you put songs on then if you could?
Well, of course I would. I'd put on a lot of Scottish dance music, but you can't do it because of the copyright.
And to dance with your granny and all that.
Yes. Here's Dennis says, Scotty, are you in favour of nationalisation? Depends what it is.
It's good how you keep
Magnus has spelled it a coup, C, 4 O's and a W.
What? What?
Jake Matey Boy had a point.
He's just playing for him.
Jordan says Matey Boy is a McCLUE wannabe.
He definitely is, yeah.
There we are. Dennis is on here. DINKY-DOO. How are you keeping Matey? Says Danny.
You were back in there.
That's it. That's it. Absolutely. Glenn, an absolute joy talking to you. I'm going to have to move on, but we will catch up soon.
DINKY-DOO.
Hey, DINKY-DOO, la. Nice one. There we are. That's our Glenn, top man from Sheffield in Yorkshire. It's lovely to have such a national and international show. Scotty, do you support the armed forces? Big Chunga, have a look at my TikTok videos, then come back and ask the same question. Okay. Scotty, I love the TV broadcast you were on about being puffed out. Oh, Eddie, absolutely. You know, if women would keep their men puffed out, there just would not be a problem. I'm here to teach the colours, says Hugh. I think he's doing a Matey Boy impression. Excuse me, I'm just having a quick comfort break here. The heat in this studio. Oh, I've lost 4 stone since the start of the show. There we are. Now then, good evening, everybody. DINKY-DOO, I say to you, what are your pronouns now? Just to put you in the picture, Samuel Boy, we never, ever, 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 ever ask anybody's pronouns. Nobody has to justify themselves on here, I say. You're live in Scottish Footing. Who's that?
This is Derek from London.
Derek from London. How are you, Lala?
Lala, you remember me?
Yes, of course. Everybody remembers you, Derek. You've got some admirers, and you've 1 or 2 people that can't stand you.
Oh, really? Was that the Margaret Thatcher thing?
Yes, they didn't like that at all.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm really
No,
sorry.
you're not sorry. You know you're not. You're just paying lip service to them.
No, I'm sorry. I've not been in touch.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, well, it's about time you were. We've been wanting a bit more of your chat.
Well, I've been in hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and I've had the dreaded COVID.
Oh, no, I'm sorry to hear that, Derek. Absolutely.
Yeah. And they confiscated my phone because I was trying to listen to you.
Oh, no, you should have said to them, look, this is the most important show in the world.
Absolutely. So I thought, as I'm now out of hospital recovered, I thought I'd ring up tonight and say, DINKY-DOO.
DINKY-DOO. Well, Derek, it is lovely to have you back. Yes, I know you're a controversial man, but we can deal with that on here.
Absolutely. And has that boring, what's his name, been on lately?
Yeah, the Matey Boy. We've just had to send him down the Swanee.
Good.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
He was boring everyone. You get strong and well, my dear friend. DINKY-DOO.
DINKY-DOO.
DINKY-DOO, Derek. That's Derek from London. Now, Derek upset some people because he wanted a life-size statue of Margaret Thatcher in George Square in Glasgow. And I didn't think that would go down too well with the Glaswegians. We should maybe have had it up for the COP There we are. Tell us what you think about that. Very good evening to Scottie, says Frank Crombie. Good evening, Frank. Good evening, Scottie, says Stephen Menzies. Scottie, having a wee break between the trains at Coatbridge. Stephen, thank you for everything you do on our railways, keeping everything running well. You're an absolute top man. We love it. We really do love it. To the telephones as soon as possible. There we are. Derek from London there. What about that? Nothing wrong with that, says Hugh. The broadcast on YouTube, Scottie, remembrance. So there we are. You're a character. Eddie, there you are, you see. Never a dull moment. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scottie. It's Kareem.
Kareem, good evening to you. We wondered if you were coming on tonight.
Yeah, how are we?
We're very well.
No,
we had such a rush there, and Martin made it first tonight.
He did, yes. I was listening, but then I had to pop out very quickly because the dogs needed the toilet.
Yes. No, we need to get the dogs out. It's very good. Who let the dogs out?
So they're back in now, and I've got you on the big screen.
Big Chungu. Hello, DINKY-DOO to you. That's excellent.
Hello.
Thank you very much for that.
So, as I said earlier on when you popped up, I've now got my combi boiler, and I could not be happier.
Yes. So, did we go down the road I suggested or another one?
I went another one, Scottie.
That's okay. I think I've got it.
I looked into your one, and there was very mixed reviews.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
So, but I played it safe, and I went with a well-known German company.
Good, excellent. Well, mind you, I did have to get the engineer out last week.
Well, there's actually, I never knew, there's quite a few German companies, believe it or not.
Oh yes, they're very
boilers.
good. Well, German engineering, of course, you see.
Yeah. So I did go for the most obvious one. There's one underneath it, and I've done my research into them, and they've had outstanding reviews, and a lot of the tradesmen as well said go for that make. So
good for you, Kareem. Absolutely, that's excellent.
You know, and I also got a tattoo, which I said earlier on.
Yes, you're an awful man for the tattoos. I remember putting out. You used to just see kind of rough characters with tattoos when I was wee. When I say rough, I mean salt of the earth. But a lot of deep sea fishermen and folk like that, you know, that went and got a tattoo, and it was like an anchor, or it was, you know, God save us all, or something like that. And now, of course, everyone's got all the supermodels, all the girls, and everything. And I said one night, would you trust somebody with a tattoo? And people went absolutely berserk.
I have 7 now, Scottie, believe it or not. That was my 7th today.
What did we get today? The Chinese dragon?
No, I'm quite fussy, because I remember about 10 years ago, I got my first ever tattoo when I was 22, I think.
Wow. And were your
22.
parents all right about it? Did you tell them?
Not for a few years. And they didn't know about today. They don't know I've got 7. They think I've still got the 1 or the 2.
Right.
But I think, like for tattoos, things come into fashion. And at that time when I was getting my tattoo, it was like Chinese writing. To be everybody was getting that. Now, for 2 reasons I didn't get it, Scottie. One, I just didn't like to have Chinese writing on my body. And 2, if they made a mistake, it would probably mean something else.
Well, this is what you've got to watch.
You know, but I've got tribals. I've got a tribal one on my 2 shoulders. I've got like a type of tribal hawk on one chest, another tribal design on the other chest.
So if you were bare-chested in a sort of kung fu display, would the Chinese people be bowing down to you?
I don't know, but I have it hidden. Don't get me wrong.
Would they see you as some sort of hero?
I don't. You'll be surprised how many people nowadays have tattoos, Scottie. It's really,
Stacks. That's why, as I say, when I put that out, everybody went berserk. What are you on about? Of course.
Well, and what's Yeah, so no, I enjoyed it. It was a tree. I got a tree. I've got a stag.
Wow.
Of a stag, and I've got a tree beside it as if it's standing at a tree. And my other leg, I've got like it's all shaded black, like an owl on a branch. So just you know, they're all hiding. They're all shaded away because it obviously with my job, I don't think it looks professional showing that in front of parents.
Right.
So, you know, I know people get stuff up their forearms and and in their neck. I don't think that looks professional at all.
Well, they used to have it. The guys I remember, the seagoing ship's crews had when they rolled up their sleeves to chuck the ropes, and they had anchors tattooed on their forearm.
Yeah. That must have been the thing in the day.
Oh, I think it was quite the thing, or to say that you were in the Navy or the Merchant Navy, you know.
Yeah. Well, it was very sore today. I think the girl rushed it. She did a good job, don't get me wrong, but I think Friday
Tell me this, so Kareem, what is the big attraction? I'm very interested in the thinking, because you're a great thinking man. You've got a big, clever brain, you know.
I actually forget sometimes, Scottie, I've got tattoos because, you know, you don't see them through my T-shirts or through my shorts or trousers. So, but it's more of a design. I like the design, and I just think, you know, I wouldn't get anything silly. Some people like, I don't know, people could say it's a bit an expression. So, for example, if you were to ever get a tattoo, Scottie, you might get something to do with a boat.
Yes, a boat or a Labrador or DINKY-DOO.
You know, like a paw print. Or
yes,
you know,
yes.
So
do you know like when I had to take Clyde to the vets at the end, the receptionist said, "Would you like a paw print?" And I didn't hear. I said, "I'm sorry." She said, "Would you like a paw print?" I said, "Oh yes." So I've got a paw print.
I think that's great now that they do that.
Yes.
I think some other places offer a cast, you know, like they can put like a cast of the paw.
Yes.
You can make that if you request that as well.
Oh my goodness me. Well, no, the wee print was just a lovely wee thing to remember him by, you know.
Well, what I've done, I've got 2 picture frames and I've put them away, and I've got 2 pictures of my dogs, and I've actually took like it's molded the paw print. So it's got the picture and the paw print, but I'll stick them up when they pass on. So I'm not putting it up just now, so it's locked away. Yes. And it has a lot of meaning, those 2 pictures.
And I have his wee collar medal with me as well.
Oh, yeah, that's lovely.
You know, just things like that, just a wee reminder.
That memory lane. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we don't deserve dogs.
No, we don't actually. They're really gorgeous. Now then, here's Big Chungu asking me 2 things. One, do you support Scottish independence? I've said, well, economically, I certainly do. And do you think that Charles will make a good king? I think Charles would make an excellent king when the time comes.
I think Charles, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the monarchy, and I think he's going to modernise it even more.
It's funny. I had a thought tonight. It's amazing. I think you and I must be a bit septic, Kareem. Because, you know, I had a thought about this tonight, a bit psychic, because I thought to myself, I wonder if they'll hang on to Buckingham Palace when the Queen's finished with it, because it's a strange big lump of a place, and it is our administrative headquarters. It was bought for 5,000 quid from the Earl of Buckingham. And it smelt dreadful at one point because there were sewers running under it. So the old kitchens and stuff in Buckingham Palace just stank to high heaven. So it wasn't a great place to be. And I'm not sure that the royals absolutely love it to this day. And I think if I was the Queen, I'd be very tempted to be at Windsor or Balmoral or, you know, or Sandringham. She loves Sandringham, where her father passed away. And she usually stays till February. She goes to Sandringham for Christmas and stays till February. There's Johnny Clash saying, "Scottie, ya bam." And there's TikTok Tommy goes, "Are you Zach from Emmerdale?" So there we are, all that nonsense. But I think to myself, it would probably be very popular as an hotel. You know, we're staying at Buckingham House in London, or we're staying at Buckingham Palace in London.
Do you think Charles does he like going to Balmoral and up here, or?
Oh yes, I think he does. You see, the Queen Mother left him her house, which is in the grounds of the Balmoral estate called Birk Hall.
Right.
And she also had a wee mini castle. Well, it's not that wee. Up in the very, very north of Scotland.
Right.
And I think, if I remember, she was looking for somewhere after the king died. You see, she was quite young. She was only 52 when the king died. Well, she was 51 when the king died. So she was quite a young woman, and she just sought seclusion. And she came across this castle. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was something else. Anyway, its old original name was Castle of May, up overlooking the Pentland Firth. So she could walk on the beach and nobody bothered her. See, the Scots are actually very good. If you're a celebrity, they don't bother you.
Yeah.
They'll maybe ask you, they'll say, excuse me, are you, you're who I think you are, aren't you? You see? So that's not, but they won't pester you or make a nuisance of themselves. They're very, very good. So she loved going to the Castle of May.
Right.
Now it's pretty chilly up there, but there's that little castle on the Pentland Firth. I think it's open to the public now. I don't think the royals use it very much.
Right.
So there's that. There's Holyrood House. I don't think they particularly care for that. There's what else have we got? You see, in London, just round the corner from Buckingham Palace, you've got St. James's Palace.
Right. Okay.
You've got Clarence House, where Charles and Camilla are. That used to be the Queen Mother's residence.
Right.
You've got Marlborough House, where Queen Mary used to live.
Right.
So there's all these residences around,
Yeah. How much do you think Buckingham Palace would sell for?
Oh, it would sell for a fortune. Well, relatively speaking. What might be a better idea is for the Crown to hang on to it and let it to, say, a big hotel chain or something.
Right, okay. Right.
Philip said he hated Buckingham Palace, but he loved Clarence House. What about that?
Right.
And that's true. That's true, because he actually, when he and the Queen got married in 1947, he got to remodel Clarence House as their first marital home.
Right.
And then when the king died, they weren't very long married. They were 4 years married, and they had to move into Buckingham Palace because that's the administrative headquarters.
Right.
But it's owned by us, you see. Well, it's owned by the state. So I think it would be better maybe for the state to keep the lease on it, because otherwise you'd get a bidding war with some of the world's richest people. Wanting the prestige of it and knowing that they would get fortunes back by people wanting to stay there. Could you imagine the prestige of people who are into this, of saying, well, we were in London last week and we stayed at Buckingham Palace?
Yes, the prestige, absolutely. Yeah.
Because I think there's about 450 rooms in the place.
Wow, goodness.
But you see, well, there might not be many toilets. That's the problem. See, one of the bigger, when I stayed in Yorkshire, Kareem, round the corner from me was Wentworth Wood House.
Okay.
And Wentworth Wood House had, I think, was a calendar house, at least 365 rooms.
Wow. Right.
And it's had an interesting history over the piece. It was the Fitzwilliams country house, just between Rotherham and Sheffield. And in 1903, when the old Earl died, out of these 365 rooms, at least, there was one flush toilet.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Because in those days, you see, the very wealthy used a chamber pot and then when they were finished, rang a bell, and some poor soul came and took it away.
Right. Okay.
And emptied it. But that's the kind of, so you see, the message I can never, ever, ever get across to the thickos is that staying in palaces and castles and things is often not what you would call luxury.
Right.
They would be devastated if they spent a night in a castle, these thickos, because it's a heck of a walk, and the plumbing is fairly rudimentary, so there's water running all night. And I used to actually stay in a room in a 15th, 16th century townhouse.
Right.
And we called it the torture chamber. Because water ran all night. So you had this cistern that never was full. And when you tried to go to sleep, once you lay down, all you had was and that went on the whole night.
Yeah. Wow.
It stopped for a while if somebody got up and flushed the levee. And that wakens you up again.
I wouldn't enjoy that at all, Scott.
So no, it's people not thinking, and also very difficult to get the temperature up to any bearable level. And in that house I told you about, the Calendar House, the Fitzwilliam family had designed special thick jackets for wearing when you moved from room to room. Now, all the way along the landing, and I mean, you had an army of servants. You needed it. All the way along the landing were fires.
Right.
So there were fireplaces trying to keep this place, consuming forests at a time, you know.
Yeah, wow.
And homemade potpourri to try and get the place smelling nice.
Yeah.
Like orange and lemon and all that stuff. And then you would have a lot of smell of smoke that was coming back down the chimneys. And then also there was a lot of rats.
Right, okay.
So these big houses would attract armies of rats.
Well, it doesn't sound pleasant, Scottie.
No, but I'm just telling these people because they go, look at the Queen with all that money, living a life of luxury. It's far from luxury. And I mean, the cars and the clothes and all that, that's effectively what we would call in the theatre set dressing.
Right, okay.
So the Queen is coming. It's very nice to have a great big car because it's for the people. People say, isn't it beautiful? I got invited to go out and appear in a load of places, and they hired a limo for me. And a lady came up to and said, son, I listened to you on the radio tonight. You're such a great guy. And I said, no, none of that. It's lovely to be with you. She said, oh, and listen, it's great that you've decided to come here today, because very rarely do we see these big cars around nowadays. So it brought a lot of pleasure to her that I'd got out of this big motor. And that's the whole thing. I love it. I find it very exciting. If there's a royal visit, you'll get the half-wits pretending they're anti-monarchists going, I'm not going to see them. But I love it. The car arrives, and it's a great feeling of excitement. And when there's a royal personage, everything goes quiet.
Yeah.
So the cheering starts, hey! But then when she comes inside, or the Prince of Wales or whatever, things go quiet. Nobody likes to speak, you know?
Yeah. They want to hear what's going on or try.
It goes dead quiet, because it would be crass for them to go, welcome, sir, lovely to see you.
Yes.
It would just be crass, and he goes round, and they're quite quietly spoken, so you're straining to hear what they're asking. So they're asking questions like, this is Kareem, madam. Kareem is one of our great people. Oh, hello, Kareem. Mum, and so how long have you been here then, Kareem? And they're all listening. What's she asking, Kareem? She asked him how long he's been here. And then she goes and somebody says, Kareem, what was it like? Well, amazing. She was amazing. She was so normal. Like, we say things like that. She was just so normal.
Down to earth.
What about this one, Big Chunky? So there you are. Do you know that Charles stayed? Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, he's very friendly with the family, Chungu. So there you are.
Yes. Oh, it'll be interesting when the time. Do you think she'll step down, or do you think she'll go to?
Never, ever step down, Kareem. Maybe cut back on duties when she gets very elderly. But you'd never step down. There's only been one abdication,
right?
As far as I know. I think. Oh no, has there been two? No, I think there's just been one. 1936.
Right.
They had to get King George III had to step down, and his son took over as regent because the poor soul was mad.
Right, okay.
So you'll see a movie, The Madness of King George III, but it wasn't actually madness. His brain was affected by being poisoned by his sister. You know, and the poor soul suffered terribly the things they tried to do to cure him because they didn't really know what he had. You know, and it affected his brain. So he had to step down. Charles I, the idiot cowards divided into a head and a body to see if we could do without a monarchy. So the parliamentarians beheaded the king. So cowardly. And then, of course, they had to bring back his son in his place. Crazy stuff, isn't it?
But you know, the way that they're going about the monarchy and how they're this and that, but when you look at any royal family throughout the world, there's always history and there's always something that any type of royalty, there's always something that goes with it.
Oh, absolutely. And it's very interesting just to see the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know? Thatcher, the milk thatch snatcher, says somebody. Thatcher let the people of Glasgow buy their council house, so not that bad, says Magnus.
Well, I think that was the only thing that I think she did a favour to the people, letting them buy their council houses a lot cheaper than.
Well, they got them cheap, but I mean, it meant that we've sold off our council house stock and people are struggling for houses.
Well, yeah, correct. I think the system, though, because there's I see a lot of people that claim to be, be shot down saying this, but I know there's a lot of people that do claim to be homeless just to get on a council flat straight away. You see a lot of young girls getting pregnant intentionally to get a council house.
Yes, I mean, I think people will try anything, and I think the only trouble is these poor souls who have done that will regret it in later life, I would imagine.
Yeah, I know.
But you see, I'll tell you what, see when we had COP last week, the roads were closed.
Yes.
So I ended up coming through Moss Park, along the Moss Park Boulevard. Yeah. And I looked at all these lovely, lovely houses, which were council houses, beautifully built, double-skin brick, I would imagine, in the 1920s. And my auntie got one of the very first ones. And there was 4 in a block. So you had a downstairs that went in the front door that had a sitting room and 2 bedrooms and a lovely kitchen and bathroom for sitting. And then you went round the side and there was a steep stairs went straight up from the front door. And then up at that floor, you had a bathroom and a big sitting room and a kitchenette off that. All beautiful coal fires. And a sitting room and a bedroom or 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
I think it was 1 bedroom, and some people kept one of the bedrooms as a good room.
Is that the cottage? Is that cottage flats you're talking about?
Well, it's you know, you'll see them in Moss Park, 1920s building.
Right.
And it's a huge scheme, but it's beautiful. And nowadays, I think you'll pay through the nose to buy an semi-detached council house in Moss Park.
Yeah. think are they kind of similar to, I don't know if you know the area Croftfoot in Glasgow.
They're a little bit different to Croftfoot, I would say, just off the top of my head. I'll tell you what they're similar to, Knightswood.
Ah, right, I know the ones now. Right, okay. Yeah,
do you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah,
so that sort of thing.
Strong.
Yeah, what we had to do last week was you come out the Clyde Tunnel, you go up the Berrynhouse Road, you turn left onto Paisley Road West, you go along to what we used to call the Parkway or the Hoffway, and then you take a turn down at Craigton Cemetery and onto the Moss Park Boulevard.
That's you there, yes.
Now, these, I don't know what Moss Park council houses were sold off, maybe $6 grand, $8 grand in Thatcher's day.
Yes, yeah.
And you've got yourself probably, I don't know, it's difficult to hazard a guess, but maybe getting on for 150, 180 grand's worth of house.
Well, if you decided to sell, that's a fantastic profit.
Well, what people have done is also put little driveways in and built garages and all sorts. Yeah, Cardonald Cemetery, that's right. There's a big war section of it.
Right.
There's war graves in, is it Craigton or Cardonald? No, Cardonald Cemetery is up the Berrynhouse Road, is it not, when you come out from the tunnel?
I'm not sure.
And I think this is Craigton, you call it, along at Moss Park.
Right.
And it's like you've got lovely places for the dogs, Kareem, because you've got just opposite, you've got leading up to Paisley Road West, you've got, don't tell me, I've got Bella Houston. So you've got the Bella Houston Park, which is huge. And when we were, this is absolutely amazing. When we were we used to go and see my auntie in Paisley Road West, and so that she could chat with my mum and things, because in those days, ladies talked all the time. Not a bit like today, actually. And my father would take us as wee ones out for a Sunday walk. And he would say to me, do you see the old stones from Bella Houston House? And round about Glasgow were all these big estates. So Bella Houston House became Bella Houston Park. Gilmer Hill House became Glasgow University. Jordan Hill House became Jordan Hill College. And what else did we have over there? You had several of the big Glasgow estates. Oh, yes, Mary Hill was the daughter of Hill, who was a mine owner.
Right.
And the Campbells had a huge estate, which is now the Vet College, called Garscube. And Garscube House was intact until the 60s, and it was massive and beautiful.
Right.
Amazing.
Oh, it's just the history now, things change. Mary Hill's massive though, Scottie. When you go up the main road, it's just so long, and it's just so many, really big area.
There we are. Here's Severity telling me, lovely stuff. Cardonald is left at the Parkway into Moss Park Drive would be Cardonald Cemetery, but literally across. Interesting. So where did I get Craigton from? The road is Craigton, says all the servers. Ah, very interesting.
Is this near the college we're talking about?
No, you're a bit further along from that now. So you've come along from the college. You've turned. So when you've come to Paisley Road West from the tunnel, you take a left. I think you would take a right for the college.
Right, okay. No, I've got it, yeah, Scottie.
Are you with me? Paisley Road West.
Yes, yeah, I've got it. That's it. Well, fantastic.
Is that wonderful? So you're passing the old the old residential home.
Yes.
Yes, you've got all that roundabout there.
A bit of history tonight, Scottie.
Oh, never a dull moment. Kareem, but you're so good, you actually put up with me.
So, listen, Scottie, thank you for taking my call. I'm now going to go to bed. I am absolutely drained after a long day.
Not surprised because of all the wonderful things you do. And thank you for what you do. And Dinky-Doo.
Speak tomorrow, Scottie.
Hopefully.
Bye now.
Dinky-Doo la. There we are, top of Corker Hill Road. Absolutely, Ian. The road is not Craigton, it's Moss Park Chippy there, Scottie. And across is Craigton Cemetery. Thank you, all the sevens. So McCLUE was actually spot on. It must be fun chatting with TikTok as well. Yes, indeed. Scottie, I thought we won the war. There we go. Well, nobody wins a war. Here we are. Hang on, guys. Hold on. You're live at Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hello, Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo, Martin. How you getting on?
How are you, buddy? You?
Very well. What a fantastic night tonight.
Yes, correct. Do you remember B?
All the sevens, wait, you hear this, Martin? All the sevens says to me, even when you're wrong, you're right.
Yes.
Tell me again.
Huh?
Tell me again, Martin.
Do you remember Baywatch?
Baywatch, yes. I think, was it no on a Saturday night?
Yes, with David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff and Pamela
Anderson.
Pamela Anderson, that's right. Was that not Baywatch?
Yes.
Wonderful. So I think it was on a Saturday night around 5 o'clock. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, Baywatch, that's right.
And Night Rider and Cat.
Oh, I love Night Rider. I used to introduce that on the telly. And I said, now it's time for my favourite programme, Night Rider. And I got home and my flatmate says, no way is Night Rider your favourite programme.
And I still like, I like Last of the Summer Wine. I like that.
Last of the Summer Wine, Bill Owen. Yes, absolutely. Frank Thornton. Peter Sallis. Kathy Staff. Oh, many, many more great actors than that.
And other ones, as
time goes by, now don't tell me, Jeffrey Palmer and don't tell me, Jeffrey Palmer and very, 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 very famous actress. I know her so well. I could see her face right in front of me. Don't tell me. So I don't know why I started this. Jeffrey Palmer and Judi Dench. Imagine not being able to remember Judi. I was able to remember her. I just couldn't get the name out. Do you know what I mean?
What about...
Do you sometimes get that, Martin? You think, I know it, I'm just trying to say it.
What about Peaky Blinders?
Peaky Blinders, yes. You went with the hats of the Peaky Blinders.
Aye.
That's right. Scottie, how did you come to leave the presenting on STV? Because, Geomac, I went to set up the radio station for Central Scotland. Yes. And I couldn't do the two jobs at the one time.
Yes. What about the Scorpions?
The what?
The Sopranos.
Oh, Tony Soprano. Yes, I remember that. That was very popular. Everybody loved that.
Are you a James Bond fan?
Yes, huge James Bond fan.
What about Harry Potter and Dallas?
I haven't got into enough Harry Potter yet. Dallas, I loved it. Dame Judy, he's put Dame Julie Dench. Dame Judi Dench now, I believe. Yes, absolutely, David.
And there's a touch of Frost and Game of Thrones.
Oh, a touch of Frost. I'm beside myself. Genius work.
Yes.
Genius work by David Jason.
And Dexter and what's the other one?
What about Morse?
Morse and Midsummer Murders as well.
Well, Midsummer Murders I do like, but I mean, It's difficult to think there's that many murders in the one village.
Yeah.
I loved John Nettles playing him, the earlier ones.
What about Marple and Prime Suspect?
Because I'll tell you, I loved John Nettles as the Channel Islands policeman in the early days. Do you remember that one?
What about Bergerac?
That's what I was talking about. Bergerac.
Cool.
And he had, can you remember his car?
Yes.
The big maroon one, do you remember it?
I do.
A big open sports car. Can you tell me what it actually was?
I'll ask the partner. Do you know what it is, the car? What? The car in Bergerac. He said it's a maroon. No. I maybe tell you the more.
Well, no, I'll tell you tonight, so you're not anxious. It was a Triumph Tourer, a 1950s Triumph. And on the wheels of these and on the radiator, they had a globe.
Wow.
A little coloured globe. Triumph.
Nice.
And then they went in with the Standard Motor Company and became Standard Triumph. So John Black's Standard Company, they used to do cars called the Vanguard. Standard Vanguard and the Standard Ensign, the Standard 10, the Standard 8, the Companion. Standard Flying 9, so John Black. Amazing.
Did you get into Downton Abbey as well?
Downton Abbey, I never got into as much as I would have liked to, because there was other stuff going on.
See what the films...
But I'll tell you who I love in Downton Abbey, of course. You're going to tell me, don't you? Dame Maggie.
Yes.
Maggie Smith.
Yeah, Maggie Smith, yes.
I remember her in the prime of Miss Jean Brodie with Gordon Jackson.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Here's Callum saying a lovely thing. He says, what Scott doesn't know ain't worth knowing. A mountain of intellectual power. You're very, very kind, Callum. Thank you.
What about, give me a second, let me see, go back to my laptop again, come on. What about dinner ladies?
Dinner ladies, absolutely brilliant. Victoria Wood.
Yes.
And can I tell you, the first radio station I worked on, one of the directors was Victoria Wood.
Was it? Wow.
Yes. And another one was Russell Harty.
Yes.
Do you remember Russell Harty?
Yes, I do.
He was a director as well. What about Starkey and Hutch, says Angela. I think she means Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, that one I have.
Martin, I'll need to dash. We'll see if we can squeeze in another call. You take care and we'll catch up in the morning.
Yes, love you lots.
Love you lots. Dinky-Doo, Lala. There we are. That's Martin. We might squeeze in another call. What someone said to me, that's what it means in Scotland, says Eddie. So there we go. I thought I was wrong. That's your eyes. When you talk about Clyde, say everything, Scottie. Thank you, Jordan. I love that wee guy. He was just so beautiful. Amazing you spotted that. Could not get you booked for the Carnegie Hall. Managed to get you performing with the Rockettes in Radio City Christmas show. Get your suspenders on, Scottie, and stand him here stateside. He's just joking, of course. I've asked Kimberly to marry me today. She said yes, will. Woo! The Thornbirds. Richard Chamberlain. Am I right? Guys, we're going to have to dash all you beautiful TikTokers. I'm so fond of you, and there's so many watching. I'll maybe pop back up. Dinky-Doo. We can't go over the hour, you see. There we are. Night-night TikTokers. So that's that. And I have to say, my beautiful YouTubers, we're going to have to go as well. Just terrific. Scottie, good to see you. Looking and sounding well. I've had problems at home. I hope they're over now. Dinky-Doo. Count Murky-Lago. I hope so too. Guys, to every single one of you, subscribe to me on the YouTube channel. Follow me on TikTok. And join me tomorrow night, Saturday night, at 9 o'clock sharp. Nothing gets past me. Ta-ra, lads. Love you lots. Dinky-doo.